Good morning, it's December 29th, it's about 9:15 in the morning. It is minus 20 degrees Celsius outside right now, which is minus 5 Fahrenheit, or with the wind chill, it's minus 30 Celsius outside, which is minus 26 Fahrenheit. Yes, really, it is that cold outside. So inside the bus right now, it is minus 19 Celsius or minus 2.2 Fahrenheit. Little chilly. So I'm gonna get the furnace going and I'll come back in about half an hour and I'll describe what I'm doing. So please be patient while I thaw, and I'll get right back to you. See you shortly. Well, today doesn't look like it's going to be a very promising day. I've been here for over an hour now, and I cannot get the furnace to work properly. It runs, but I don't know if the propane's not getting to the furnace. I don't know if the pilot light's not igniting the propane. I don't know what's going on. I have the Big Buddy heater running right now, but it's not very effective. It's warming up a little bit in here, but not that great. So we'll see. I'm just going to let it run by the propane tank for a little longer. I'm hoping it's the regulator that's frozen a little bit. I know it's kind of dangerous to have fire right by propane, but what else can I do? I just want to try thawing everything because the regulator is very cold right now. So I'm going to try this. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to bring whatever I have for material from my truck into the bus and call it a day. I'll let you know shortly. See you then. Well, I tried for over 2 hours and it's still not firing up. I'll come back tomorrow when it's a little bit warmer. Hopefully it'll work. Maybe there's too much humidity in the air and the furnace doesn't like it. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. Have a good one. Good morning. It is December 30th. Outside it is minus 16 degrees Celsius, which is 3 Fahrenheit. Inside, oh, there you go, 10 Fahrenheit, minus 12 Celsius. I've been here for a bit today, ripping apart the furnace, see what's wrong, and it was a simple problem. Here's the furnace, all uncovered and everything. The problem was this feed hose from my propane tank to the furnace. I'm guessing there must have been an air block or something in there, because as soon as I disconnected it from here, I turned on the tap a little bit over there. There was nothing. I disconnected it from that end, reattached it, turned on the tap, and propane started propane started coming out. So I plugged in the heater, the furnace, and it fired up. So there must have been some sort of small air pocket or something in the regulator or in the hose somewhere that stopped it from working. So now, if we go outside here, if I put that in place, you see how it's sort of sitting on the rub rail there? So I'm going to recut these holes for the vents so this sits up higher. I'll do that off camera, not to bore you. Drop the mitt. So that was the problem there. As soon as I get this fixed and going again, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what I'll show you what we'll do today. See you shortly. Well, the furnace is fixed. Finally. Too bad I didn't think about that yesterday. I could have worked on the bus yesterday and today. I wasted a bunch of time yesterday not being able to do work. Tomorrow it's supposed to be, the high is minus 24 degrees Celsius. That is minus 12 Fahrenheit. The day after that, minus 22 Celsius. So yeah, it's not going to be pleasant. I don't think I'll work in that weather. I could. Furnace works. But we'll see. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day? Who knows? Anyway, for today. Did I just say fur? The first thing I'm going to work on is learning how to film again. Jeez, this thing is getting on my nerves. This closet. There we go. That's the bathroom. This is going to be a closet for, I don't know, towels, food. But down here, that's where the hot water tank is going to go. So I'm going to put a piece of plywood down over top of that. Then I'm going to put some shelving in for now. It might be permanent, it might be temporary, but I'm going to try putting all of that stuff into here. Also, since I'm not doing too much in the bathroom right now, whatever doesn't fit in this area, I'll shove over here. I need to clean that back area out. Yeah. Then after that, if I have time, I'm going to try moving my 12 volt fuse block here. Bring that all the way to the front over here. Mount it right there. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, nice weather, or temperature. Not often they meet. Apparently it's raining inside here. Yep, I see it. Okay. So give me a few minutes to get things set up and then we'll be on our way. There is one small thing I have to change. I brought my lumber all the way out here. Where's my tape measure? I brought it perfectly to this chalk line here. Can you see the chalk line? Yeah. So, that being said, I just gotta grab my tape measure. With my tape measure right at the edge there, there's going to be 3/4 inch plywood on top, like over top of this framing. And I wanted a finish of 36 inches. A finish. So that means this should be back 3/4 of an inch as well. Should it be? 36. Yeah, that, right? Yes, because let's say that's where it goes. I wanted this to be finished plywood, so I got to bring this back 3/4 of an inch. So these 3 walls, I have to trim back 3/4 of an inch. I'll do that offline. Then we'll come back and we'll build this closet together. Once I get the heat going again, it's actually starting to cool in here. Man, winter is fun. Okay, so let me cut up these walls, move them over a little bit, then we'll get started. See you shortly. The first thing I want to do is grab a few measurements. You'll see my box over here, that's going to be my workbench. So I'll put the plywood up there and I'll cut it up. So I'm just going to grab some measurements, write them down, then I'll go over there and cut up some sheets. So the first piece I measured is to cover up this. Should I do that? Should I take the Sawzall and cut this? No, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the first piece I measured, I checked the width on the back and the... At point adherence, called it the back, I know. So I checked the width. I checked the width on the front and then the back. There was a slight difference, so I'm just going to cut it to the smaller dimension. Then I want to check for length this way. There's a slight variance on. There's a slight difference on those numbers as well, but I will cut it to a slightly shorter number. It doesn't matter because I don't have the back on yet. So even if I am a quarter or 3/8 of an inch away from the back, once I put the back on, you'll never see it. What is that magic number? 35. So I don't want to put the back on just yet because, well, for this section, I'm probably going to have to cut that out for the hot water tank. And up here, I'm still probably going to have to run some wires. So this way it will just be easier to fish it through and not have to fight around all the insulation. I'm not overly concerned that the plywood doesn't match, same color or whatever. In here, since there's going to be the hot water tank, I'm going to be putting a vinyl on the base and vinyl up the walls for a little bit. So this way, if there is a leak, it won't soak into the lumber and it will be contained in the area instead of spreading out all over the place. Hopefully. really would have liked to have done this in one sheet, but two problems. My vehicle isn't wide enough to haul a piece of plywood, and then trying to get it in here, I would have had to try getting this curve cut just perfectly and everything. So putting it in these 2-foot pieces, I think that'll do. I don't think anybody will ever notice. Just as I was putting this piece up, I heard the camera shut off. It doesn't look like the battery's low. And I was just about to explain there's a gap here. I'm not concerned about this gap because I didn't have this sheet level. That's why it's happening. So I'm just going to release these screws, pick up that sheet, and it'll become nice and flush with the other sheet. I'm just going to have to redo this first because I'll go in the closet here, screw this off, level off those bottom sheets. Then I'll show you how I'm going to get this curve. I'll try to get this curve, not that it's going to be perfect. So I'll screw this off camera, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to do this curve. What we need to figure out the curve for the ceiling is a piece of It's a piece of cardboard, 3 feet wide by approximately 2 feet high. Need some scissors or a pair of snips, and patience. Sometimes I lack the latter. So we're just gonna chop here. That should be enough to get that corner. And a furnace to turn on, why not? And a knife will be helpful too. Now we need the pencil. Anywhere for the pencil. So we can trim like that. That's why I say it's going to take patience, because you're going to have to do this over and over and over again. Oh, this is not easy to do. Still recording. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Instead of scribing right height, then having to go up just a little bit, I'm going to hold my pencil on a slight angle and forward. So this way, hopefully, instead of just taking off 3/4 of an inch at a time, I can take off 1 1/4 inches, maybe a little more. That wasn't the final cut. So all I have to do now is transfer this onto a piece of plywood, and we're good to go. I think it still has to be tweaked this way. Yeah, that seems more correct. I'm probably the back stud. Okay. piece is done. Now we just transfer this onto our piece of plywood and should just slide in place. So give me a few minutes to cut up the plywood, transfer this on, and we'll see what happens. It's actually boring doing this stuff alone, so let's bring you along for the ride. Spin you around and take a look when I put it in place. Okay, this needs a little bit of love and care somewhere. Sticking over by about 1/2 inch. So if I had a pencil, that'd be a good thing. Stay. That should work. And I take out the lights. So just a little bit of a notch to take out. Hopefully it will work. Like it was meant to be. Perfect. So that's how I do that. Let me get the other one in place. This one here, let me cut this up, put it in place. Then we'll work on the shelving together. Because I don't think you want to see me do this a second time, so. It's starting to look like something now.